We got a busy video here about our path that we took through Alberta. So we took stops at Grande, Jasper, Columbia Icefields, Red Deer, Camrose, Vegreville, and Lloydminster. And we found the Utopia for sobriety. So let's get into the video. Oh yeah, and the return of the bloopers too. Let's get return of the bloopers too. So let's get going. We're here in Beaver Lodge, Alberta, and I think I've said it before, it's not a tour of Canada if you don't see a giant beaver statue. We're here in Grande, Alberta, which is about halfway between Grande Prairie and Jasper. We heard there's something pretty interesting in Grande, and we're going to go check it out, but we're going to do it before that hits.
Alberta's just like Montana, big sky country, you see it coming.
Okay, let's go. Well, it was just a short little walk, and here we are. Labyrinth Park, Grande. Let's go check it out.
Go.
So here we are at the Labyrinth. It's an actual path that they say has been walked by millions of people for hundreds of years. It's a geometrical design for a walking path. So it's so odd when you get into the center, it actually echoes. It's a natural echo. It probably won't show up on this microphone.
Echo.
There it is. Echo.
Hello.
That's so weird.
Echo.
So today we're making our way from Grande, Alberta, and we're going to get to Jasper National Park. Now I don't usually do this. We haven't reviewed motels before on this trip. But I have to mention the Acorn Motel here. Don't let the exterior fool you. This was a fantastic stay. So far, on the 2 months we've been traveling, it's probably the best motel we've been in, the best price, and the staff here was absolutely fantastic. As you can tell, we really enjoyed this stay. Okay, time to move on. Let's get into the mountains. On to Jasper. We're now here in Jasper, Alberta, so let's take a look around. Here we go. Look at this. Looks like a good place. Let's go in here.
Yep.
So along the Icefields Parkway here, this is Jasper, which is the north end of the Icefields Parkway, and Banff is at the south end. These two towns are like two bookends that are pretty well the same. The thing I like about Jasper though, it's like 5 on the volume scale compared to Banff. That's like 10.
Yeah.
So this town's a lot easier to be in.
Yeah.
But they're pretty well the same. Bars, restaurants, and souvenir
Mountains,
shops.
bears, souvenir shops, and good craft breweries.
Tomorrow, we're going down the Icefields Highway, and we'll give you a glimpse of what it looks like here. Well, good morning. Today we're going on the Icefields Parkway. Now this is the road between Jasper, Alberta and Banff, Alberta. And it's a heavy tourist corridor. Well, let's go see what we can see. That's that new attraction called the Skywalk, where it's a glass walk over the canyon. There's the Columbia ice fields. Let's pull over and take a look. Well, we thought we'd go for a little bit of a walk to get up to Athabasca Glacier. So this is the Columbia ice fields here. And what that encompasses is that's Athabasca Mountain. There's the Athabasca ice field. There in the center of the screen is Dome Mountain and the Dome ice field. Oh. 2022, and you can see where the ice field is right now. But when people first came through here, surveyors and explorers in 1844, the ice field was all the way up to the highway there. Well, according to one of the storyboards that I read...
Read? Good for you, Craig!
Yes, I'm reading again. Most of Canada used to be covered in glaciers about 250,000 years ago.
Off and on, yeah.
And this is one of the last remaining glaciers in Canada. I cannot prove or disprove of that.
But he did read it.
I haven't been around that long. Well, we just turned left from Saskatchewan Crossing on the Columbia Parkway, and we are officially now heading east. Here we go, day one on heading east. Well, good morning and welcome back to our channel. We're here in Alberta, but we did take 1 week off and we had some great visiting time with our families here. But now it's time to get back on the road. Where are we going? So we're getting back on the path of what the plan for this trip is. Welcome to Camrose. We're just heading into Camrose here, and we pulled over, and here's some of Alberta's history that I never knew of before. So this area was settled in the late 1800s, and the first wave of Norwegian agricultural settlers in Alberta began to arrive in this area, and they came from
Minnesota! No wonder we get along so well.
Well, we're just coming into Vegreville, Alberta, and this town's actually been here longer than Alberta's been here. But there's something I was looking for here, and we're going to see if we can find it. So we're here in Vegreville, Alberta, and we're just learning about this Easter egg behind us. It's actually the world's largest Psanka. So what's a Psanka? It's a Ukrainian Easter egg. And actually what we've learned about it is actually quite fascinating.
This is the largest Psanka in the world, and it was designed by local people, but engineered by and built by NASA In 1974, it was erected as a monument to the RCMP and their 100 years in Canada. And the reason it's a Ukrainian Easter egg design is it's meant to represent the diversity of people in Canada by one of the largest groups in this area, which is Ukrainians. It's fairly amazing. It's plated in gold, silver, and bronze. And there's so many records about what this represents that Craig will put some pictures on so you can see it.
It's actually in the Alberta curriculum for mathematics because it's not supposed to work with all triangles, and it actually does.
It looks like there's an optical illusion. It makes it look like the plates are moving in and out, but they're not. When you look at the side of it as it moves, they're all flat. They're completely flat. So they don't know how it does it, but it works. I mean, the engineers probably know how they do it.
Not me, I don't know. Anyhow, it's pretty cool. It's something you really need to stop by and see. I've driven by this point for years and never stopped by, and now we know what it's all about. We're now back on Highway 16, the Yellowhead Highway, and we're now going east. We're getting pretty close to the Saskatchewan border. Now, if you've seen some of our other videos, we were on mile 0 of this highway when we were on the Haida Gwaii Islands. And we were also on it for the Highway of Tears in BC and Prince George and Jasper. And we're now back on it. So here's a little bit of a fact while on the road. That hill over there, which doesn't look very tall, is actually Alasku Hill, which is the highest elevation between Obed Summit, which is just outside of Hinton and Edson, Alberta, all the way to the Canadian Shield. That's the highest point. In other words, from this point on, it might be pretty flat. Welcome to Lloydminster, Alberta. So these orange poles, that's the border between Alberta on the right and Saskatchewan on the left. And actually, the road we're riding on right now is in Saskatchewan. Well, let's get back into Alberta. There we go. What did I mean about Alberta being a utopia for sobriety? Well, actually, Lloydminster here was originally settled in 1903 by some British settlers, and they intended this city to be the utopia of sobriety. Well, that didn't work out. Like I said, by 1904, this town really started to build up, and 1905 is when it got separated by the new border from Alberta to Saskatchewan. There, what do you say, Lucinda? You think we should get into Saskatchewan?
Let's go!
Okay, let's transport us into the future and go across the border. Beam us across, Scotty. There, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, not bad, but Craig, we could have just walked across.
Yep. And I'm standing in front of the world's largest Psanka.
Bless you.
So we're here in Vegreville, Alberta, and I'm standing in front of the world's largest Psanka. And
Bless you.
what? And we're standing in the front of the world's largest Psanka.
Bless you. Bless you. Okay, let's go.
Beam us across, Scotty.